Attention! This video is aimed at pre-intermediate speakers and intermediate speakers. But if you are an advanced one, hey, you're welcome too. Many people misunderstand the concept of thinking in English. In today's video, I'm going to give you 3 practical exercises that are going to help you think in English and consequently become a better and more confident English speaker. Hey friends, Teacher Prix here to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Thanks for coming back for another video, and if it's your first time here, thanks! I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. And make sure to subscribe because every week I post different kinds of videos as well as live videos. So in this video, I'm going to give you 3 practical exercises, okay, that you can do anytime, anywhere. So here we go. Exercise number 1. Connect your exercises to mental work. Priscilla, what do you mean? I imagine that you study English. I believe that most of my subscribers and followers try to study English at home. So the idea of this exercise is to use all those reading exercises you do and combine them with mental exercises. I'm going to give you a more practical example. Imagine you are going to spend this afternoon reading an article on the internet, or reading a few pages of a book you like, or reading about a subject you like on the internet. Now, what are you going to do during this moment while you are reading the article on the internet or on the book? You are going to start asking yourself questions, but not out loud. Right here, you are going to think of questions. What kind of questions? For example, what's the main idea of this article? What do I understand here in this paragraph? What are the main ideas of this subject? Maybe it's a subject you like and that you know very well, so you can ask yourself, am I learning something new here? What new information am I learning here? You can also ask yourself questions about the vocabulary. What new words am I learning here in this article or in this paragraph? And then think about the meaning of the words that you're learning. Try to find the meanings if you need to. Try to look up the words in the dictionary. So all this mental work will induce your brain to think in English. When you start doing this, it will be a little bit difficult, a little challenging, but as you persist, every time you start reading something on the internet or reading a magazine or reading a paper, you will start asking yourself questions. But here, many students like to read out loud, and there are moments when you should do this exercise. But to practice thinking in English, doing the mental work, thinking to yourself is a wonderful way to practice thinking in English. With time, you will be thinking in English without realizing you are. And that's my goal with this exercise. Now, let's talk about exercise number 2. Come up with a routine that will help you think in English. Now, this is an interesting exercise because many times students believe that they need to go above and beyond when it comes to thinking in English. What do I mean by that? They need to change their routine completely. They need to start doing different exercises, studying different things. And the truth is, you need to be simple. Small things in your routine will help you think in English. What I'm trying to say is actually, what can you do during a routine that will help you think in English? I'll give you some practical examples. You can ask questions to yourself throughout the day. For example, every time you are doing something and you have a moment to think, because sometimes you're just too busy, but let's imagine you had dinner and now you are washing the dishes. This is a perfect moment when you can think about things in English. Okay, why am I washing the dishes? Because I had dinner. What did I eat for dinner? Oh, I had chicken, I had salad, I had some vegetables, but now I'm washing the dishes. How am I feeling? I don't like washing the dishes. It's boring. So all these questions that you can ask yourself while you are washing the dishes. You didn't need to change your routine or stop everything you're doing just to think in English. You're there and you're trying. And let me tell you one thing. There will be moments when you try to do this and you won't know all the words you need. And it's okay. No pressure. Don't pressure yourself into knowing all the words when you're trying to think in English. This is practice. You're exercising, okay? So this is a good moment when you can think in English without any pressure and without having to change your routine completely. So that's my idea for exercise number 2. For whatever you do, try to bring English into your life. All the exercises I'm going to suggest here are really connected to mental conversation. Instead of speaking verbally, you will be here thinking. And that's a very powerful activity that if you persist, you will be very successful. Nice tips, don't you think? Are you enjoying today's video? I hope so. I have one more exercise for you. But before I move on to exercise number 3, how about you share this video with someone special? Got it? Nice. Let's go to exercise number 3, which is listening to podcasts. Listening to podcasts is something that I believe most of my students do. I believe most of you guys do. I have some podcasts on my blog. You can go check it out. I'll leave the link in the descriptions. But listening to podcasts is something that everybody does. Consequently, it's an amazing opportunity for you to think in English. Okay? But how do you do that? I'll show you. Whenever I am listening to a speaker doing the podcast, I imagine myself talking to the person. You know, the speaker is saying something that I agree with, so I start to think, yes, you're right, I agree with you. Yeah, that's a good point. Exactly. And I do all this conversation, this internal conversation in English because I want to practice thinking in English. So while you do the listening, while you listen to the podcast, this is a perfect moment to explore that. Many students get caught up in just understanding the podcast and even translating. Why not think about it and ask yourself questions? What did I understand here? Did I understand this part? Do I need to go back and listen again? So all this communication can happen right here. With the podcasts, you can do that because it's something that you probably already do. It's probably an exercise that you already do. But now you can explore this mental practice of checking if you can understand, if you are following the ideas in the podcasts. And the good thing is, it's nothing new. It's something you probably already do. But now, with the thinking part. After you finish listening to the podcast, you can stop for a minute or two and think about it. What was the main message? You can do the same thing you do with the article, but here with the podcast. What was the main message? What did the speaker want to say? So you can think about these things. And remember, you can start thinking in English today. Do exercises in combination with thinking in English, and I am sure you will see wonderful results. Thank you so much, friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye!